Hey everyone, Paul here, and today we're going to be looking at some music theory practice papers. The first one we're going to be looking at is the Grade 1 Trinity College London practice paper, and this one is from May 2013. What we're going to do, we're just going to go through each question and just figure out the best way to answer those questions as we go through. So as we can see, we've got the Grade 1 May 2013 paper. And we've got the first page. Obviously on this page you just put in all your details, name, signature, registration number and centre. That is all going to be with you on the day as well, and you should have that in your registration documents too. But just have a read through those instructions to candidates when you get to that exam as well. Okay, so we get to section 1 and this is 20 marks, and we get an example of name this note. So we can see on that example we've got a treble clef, and we've got the note in a space, and that's in that third space. So if we count up with our face, F, A, C, C is our third note on that system, so that means that C is the answer, and that's the one that they've ticked in that example. Okay, so going on to question number 1. Name this note. Still with the treble clef, so that's easy. We know that we've got face, F-A-C-E in the spaces, and every green bus drives fast on the lines. Now this note is just above that, so we can just count up 1 from that one. So if we go every green bus drives fast, F is our top line, we just go up 1 and that takes us to G. So G would be the right answer there. So question 2, we've then got bass clef. So on the lines we've got great big dragons fly around, and in the spaces we've got all cows eat grass. This note here is in a space, it's in our third space, so all cows eat, that means it's an E, but we have got a little flat sign before that, so that means it's going to be an E flat, just like that. Number 3, we've got name the notes to find the hidden word. So on this one we've still got bass clef. So great big dragons, we have D for that first one. We know the previous one because we've already had that one, all cows eat, which means we've got E. Now we're going below the stave, so we need to look at the ledger line. So if we know that the bottom line is G, because we've got great big dragons flying around, we can just work our way down from there. We can go G, down 1 into that space would be an F, and 1 below would be an E. And then if we carry on 1 below that, that brings us to D, and so we can see that that then matches D. Question number 4, how many crotchet beats are there in a semibreve? Well, we know that a semibreve is a 4-beat note and a crotchet beat is a 1-beat note, so we know that there are 4 crotchet beats in a semibreve. Question 5, add the total number of crotchet beats in these note values and rests. So we have our first one, that's a dotted minim, so a minim would normally equal 2, but adding the dot to it adds half of that value again. So that means we have 3 beats for our first one, and then we are adding that to a rest. Now this rest here, that is sitting above the line, and so that is a minim rest, and so we know that's already 2 beats for that one. And then we have our 2 quavers. A quaver is half a beat, adding those together gives us 1. Add that together, so we have 3, add 2, add 1 is 6, and that's 6 beats there. Which rest matches the length of this note value? Okay, so this is one that I think can really trick people out, because the minim rest and the semibreve rest are very, very similar. It's not that one, we know it's not that because that is a crotchet rest. But it is one of these two. So how do we know which is which? The way that I teach pupils to learn this is we've basically got 2 lines. And if we think about these as the floor and the ceiling, we have a minim rest. Minim starts with an M, which is also what a mouse starts with. So if we had a little mouse running along on the floor, it looks a little bit like a minim rest. Semibreve rest goes on the ceiling and looks a little bit like a spider. Spider and semibreve, S and S. As this note here is a semibreve, the correct answer must be that one in the middle. Okay, question number 7. Which is the correct time signature? Okay, so time signature is counting how many beats in a bar we have. In this we can tell we've got 1, 2, and then we've got a minim rest, that's 3, 4. We've got 4 crotchet beats in there, and that really just leaves one option in the answers there, 4, 4. Question number 8. To lower the pitch of this note by a semitone, which accidental would you put just before it? Okay, so we've got an E. This note here, this accidental here, is a natural. and so that means that's returning any changes to that note back to the normal natural note. So it's not that one. This note here, which looks like a hashtag, don't call it a hashtag. It's not a hashtag, it's a sharp. That raises a note by a semitone, so it's not that one. This one, it must be this one, but just to make sure, it's a flat, it lowers the note by a semitone, must be that one. Great. Question number 9. Which pair of notes has a distance of a semitone between them? Okay, so F and G matches the first pair, G and A matches the second pair, and A and B flat matches the third pair. So we don't need to worry about working out what those notes are, we can just see what they are here. F and G, we just need to know if there's a note in between them or if that's a semitone difference. So between F and G we have got an extra note, we've got an F sharp or a G flat, so it's not that one. Between a G and an A we've also got another note as well. We could have a G sharp or an A sharp, so again it's not that one. A and B flat, that is a semitone. We know that because there's no other notes in between there. You can't have an A sharp and a B flat in there as well because A sharp is a B flat already. So the answer is that third option, A and B flat. Question number 10. Which note is the tonic in the key of F major? Really easy one, this one. It seems like it's maybe trying to ask for something else, but the answer is in the question. The tonic of whatever key is always that root note. So if you're in F major, the tonic is F. Question number 11. Here is the scale of C major. Where are the semitones? Okay, so this is great. If you know your pattern, this is really, really easy. So on every single major scale, you've always got tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. So really easily there, we can see straight away 3rd and 4th and the 7th and 8th. And that's one of the options there, third option. Simple as that. Okay, question number 12. Which major key has the following key signature? In grade 1 though, you've only really got 3 keys that you're looking at. You've got C major, G major and F major, which are the 3 options. So we kind of need to just know which ones they are. C major, we know already, has no flats or sharps. It's not C major. G major has got 1 sharp in it, which leaves F major as 1 flat. It's as simple as that. It's one of those things that at grade 1, you kind of just need to know those ones anyway. Question 13. Which chord symbol fits above this tonic triad? Okay, great. So there's no key signature. On bass clef, which is what we've got, our notes are A, C, E, G. So that's C, E, G. That does look like a C chord symbol. Question 14. Which note needs to be added to make a tonic triad in G major? Okay, well, we know that we need to have a G as our first note. We are missing a G, so we would need to have a G added at the bottom there, and so there's a G there. We can see already, just to make sure that we're right there, we already have a D at the top, and F sharp we wouldn't have in there anyway. That's the sharp of the key signature. Question 15. Name this interval. Okay, this is, at this stage again in grade 1, really simple because it's just a case of counting. We get more complicated as we go further through the grades, but at the moment, really, really simple. We take our lowest note, which is there, and we call that 1. We then count up each line and space. So the line would then be 2, and then back into this space brings us to 3. And so really easily, that's just a third. Question 16, name this interval. So again, another one. This is a bit of a wider one, so it maybe is just a little bit more counting, but it's exactly the same thing to do. We can rule one of them out straight away, unison. Unison is 2 notes that are the same. Okay, let's carry on. So this first note there is 1, then we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on that line, 7 just above, and then 8 brings us to that line there, which is the octave. Question 17. The following is thing to do, look at the answers, what are our options, what's going to make sense. An arpeggio going down, a scale going down, or an arpeggio going up. The notes are going down, so let's just rule out that last one because it's not going up. We now need to know what the difference between an arpeggio and a scale is. So a scale is going by step, and if we're going down, you may be going C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C, and you'd have all 8 notes in that scale. An arpeggio is just using the 1st, 3rd, 5th and 8th notes of that scale, which to me looks like this is probably going to be... So what notes have we got? We've got a C, we've got an E, we've got a G, and we've got a C as well. So this is looking to me like an arpeggio going down. Question 18. Which notes would you find in the tonic triad of F major? The tonic triad uses those same first, third and fifth notes like an arpeggio does as well. So if we have F is note number 1, then you have F, G, that's note number 2, A would be note number 3, B flat, and then C would be your fifth note. So we have F, A and C. F, G and A would be the first, second and third. F, A and D would be the first, third and the sixth. But yeah, F, A, C is first, third and fifth. Number 19. Dynamic markings tell the player... So we need to know what dynamic markings are. Dynamic markings are all of our louds and our softs. So it must be that first one, how loudly or softly to play. And number 20, the last one in this section, legato means, so we just need to know those terminologies. This is one we mentioned previously where we had staccato. This is the opposite, this is nice and smoothly. So softly, note, accent, note, play smoothly. Let's move on to section 2. Write a 1 octave G major scale in semitones going down. Use the correct key signature and mark the semitones with a bracket and an S for semitone. So it's really easy to make mistakes here by just missing out key details. So it's got a lot of information of what we want to get. So we need to make sure we're in G major, using semibreves, we're going down, we've got a key signature, we're marking the semitones, and we've got an S as well on those markings. So we've got 6 things to be watching out for to make sure we do here. So let's start with the first thing. We've got a key signature. As we've got a bass clef, that F sharp is written there. And so then G major, we start on a G. Because we're going down, we want to start higher up, and that means we're going to start with our G there, and we've got a semitone for that one. Because we've got a key signature, we don't need to then worry about any sharps or flats or accidentals that we're writing in. So we can just write that all the way down. So we've got G, F sharp, E, D, C, B, A and G. So far we've got the key signature, going down, semibreves, and we're in G major. So now we just need to mark those semitones. This is another one of those moments that can really catch people out, because we know that it goes tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. But that is of course going up. So this is the point where we need to then do that the other way around. So we'd write it out this way: tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. So we can see there straight away, if we get that the wrong way round, we'd get that answer wrong. So we can then draw in the brackets between the semitones, mark with an S, and we're there. Number 2, write a 1 octave arpeggio of F major in semibreves going up then down. Use correct key signature. Okay, so same sort of thing again. We've got the same thing. We've got a 1 octave arpeggio this time, not a scale. F major, semibreves again, up then down, and a key signature. Brilliant. Okay, so let's do the same thing. Start with your key signature. We've got a B flat in our key signature, and we're in treble clef, so it's on that middle line. We're going to start with an F, and then we're arpeggio. We know we use the first, third, fifth, and then the 8th note again. So F, the first, third, F, G, A, B flat, C, up to the top again, which is then the F. Then we come back down, same notes again, C, A, and F. Simple as that. Those 2 answers there is a really good way to get yourself a good amount of marks in this exam. If you get all of that information in there, that should be a really easy 20 marks to get. Section 3. So circle 5 different mistakes. So let's have a look. So first of all, we've got a treble clef. That's looking good. Okay, next thing in there, we've got a sharp. If we've got 1 sharp, that means we must be in G major. What's the sharp in G major? F sharp. That isn't an F sharp, so that is incorrect. C is just common time. That means we've got 4 beats in a bar. That looks like we are, so that's okay. The next thing we've got is our music, but we've also got a dynamic marking as well above. That P needs to be down underneath the notes instead. Okay, let's just have a quick look through here, see if there's anything that stands out. The first thing that really looks bizarre to me is this note here. The stem on that note is on the wrong side. So these 4 quavers can all be beamed together. It's this rest. We can't have a 2-beat rest going over the middle of the bar. So what we need to do is to switch that round to 2 crotchets instead. Okay, so then we write it out. We've already got our treble clef, we have our sharp on the F this time as well now. Common time, we've got our G, but we have P underneath. Then we have crotchet rest. We have, obviously you'd write these out much neater than I am. It's quite tricky to do it on an iPad. We have our notes, and we beam all of those together, like so. Crotchet rest. This one then is the right way around now, and that one there, double bar at the end. So just double check, we've got our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mistakes correctly identified and corrected. Okay, so next section, section 4. Answer the following rhythm. This is one of my favourite sort of questions in these exams because there's suddenly a bit of scope for individuality. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. The rhythm goes like this. Da, 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 da. I take that as a question. In my head, the answer would go something like da, 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 da. So I've got da, 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 da. So all of that together. Da, 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 da. Keep it simple and you'll get those marks. Section 5. Here is an ostinato. Write 2 more repeats of the pattern. We just need to copy that rhythm out and that pattern out 2 more times. So we have dun, 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 dun. And there you have it. Easy as that. Okay, moving on to section 6. So look at the following piece and answer the questions below. Question 1. In which major key is this piece? Brilliant. Easy as that. We already know we've got 3 keys. We've got C major with no sharps or flats, F major with 1 flat and G major with 1 sharp. Looking at this, we've got 1 sharp, G major. Easy as that. Number 2. Write a Roman numeral below the last note of this piece to show that a tonic triad should accompany it. Great. Again, so we know from what we've already learned, tonic is chord 1. And there is our I, Roman numeral 1, for our tonic triad to accompany that. Question 3. How many crotchet beats are there in each bar? Bar 2, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 beats. That's 2 beats on that minim. So we know we've got 4 crotchet beats in a bar. Question 4. Put a bracket above the place where there is a 1 octave arpeggio in the key of this piece. Okay, so we're looking for an arpeggio in G major, and we know that we need to have G, B, D, and G. Okay, and sort of scanning through this, I can see that there's one just there. Does this arpeggio go up or down? A really easy couple of marks. That is going up. We can see because it's going up like that. Name the interval between the 2 notes marked with asterisks. We start with that first one here. That is number 1. We go counting up in spaces 1, 2. We're on our second note, so that is a second. Number 7. Which bar has the same rhythm as bar 1? Okay, so the rhythm in bar 1 is crotchet, quaver, quaver, crotchet, crotchet. We need to find something else that's got that rhythm. That bar 5 where we have the arpeggio, crotchet, quaver, quaver, crotchet, crotchet. Different notes but the same rhythm. Do is written in 2 registers in this piece. Put a box around an example of a low and a high do. So again, this is nice and easy. Do is another way of saying about the tonic and our root note. So we know the tonic is G, so we need to look for a low and a high G. So our very first note is a G. Let's put a box around that one and let's have a look through. We've got a G up there as well, so we'll go with that. What is the loudest dynamic in this piece? So we've got our dynamics are here. We've got MP, which is moderately quiet. We've got MF, which is moderately loud. We're back to MP again here. We've got F, which is forte, which is loud, and we've got MP, which is moderately soft. So I would say forte is our loudest dynamic. Number 10, what does allegro mean? Allegro is our marking up here, and if we know our terms, allegro is fast. And that is the end of a grade 1 practice paper. What I'd suggest, have a look through another paper or go through this one and see if you get all the same answers, and let me know how you do in the comments. If you've got any questions, I'll be going through further papers with other boards as well, and we'll be working through all the different grades up to grade 8 as well in future videos. So thanks very much for watching, and as always, fine, fine. If you have enjoyed this video, why not subscribe so you never miss the latest Music Bites videos as they are uploaded each week. While you're waiting for the next one, have a look at some of my other videos, and you can follow me on social media as well.